Folks, if you followed my work, you'd know that after Biden's V for Vendetta style speech in which he demonized half the country as extremists, I personally no longer recognize Biden's authority to peel a banana, much less run the country I love. I, of course, live within the moral and reasonable laws that we have, but I live to the beat of my own drum and don't pay much attention to any politician who tries to tell me how to live my life, especially when I don't harm anyone or tell anyone else how they should live. I believe what I believe. Now, all that said, one of the things I believe is that the government, with the endless amount of money they've stolen from us, the people, should take care of the soldiers within our military branches, which you'd think would include while they're actually serving. So a recent Fox News article that garnered very little attention pissed me off to the point I felt compelled to tell all of you about it. Know what the Army under the Biden regime recently told its soldiers? Instead of saying thank you, they basically said, screw you for your service. Hey everybody, your resident man in black is back for another edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement, things that need to be said. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, I'd love it if all of you could head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that plus button. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I love to read what you guys have to say, and I couldn't do what I do without all of you. Now, on with the show. Wanna know why I'm pissed? Well, according to Fox News, quote, the U.S. Army has released guidance for soldiers as they fight inflation, including a suggestion that they take advantage of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, commonly known as food stamps, unquote. Some of you might say, Nick, you're not in the military. Why would that upset you so much? Well, you really want to know why it ticks me off? The first reason is the number 67 billion.
The spending bill also brings the total U.S. expenditure on Ukraine, the war, but also funding its government and energy for Ukraine, to $67 billion on the eve of what could be a massive economic disruption. Here, to our economy, $67 billion. How much is that? Well, it's more than Russia's entire military budget last year. And Congress is expected to fully pass the bill later this week, with Republicans nodding along like the zombies they are.
I don't care anymore how anyone feels about Ukraine. This seems to be being used as almost a multi-purpose excuse maker for the Biden regime in order to allow them to push their agendas. So you can Slava Ukraini all you want to me. It's tough to justify the U.S. using taxpayer money to fund another country's military, a country that is historically supremely corrupt, by the way, in favor of giving our own soldiers in our own military enough so they and their families can eat. No. What do they do instead? They just tell them, don't worry, just go on food stamps. We'll just squeeze a little more out of the U.S. taxpayer.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
But that's not all.
Oh, come on!
Want to be angry just a little more with me? Not only can we fund a foreign country's military while telling our own soldiers to essentially go on welfare, but we can apparently also afford to give $11 billion per year, mind you, to quote unquote help poor countries fight climate change.
I pledged $11 billion a year to help poor countries fight climate change.
Sorry, but I've had just about enough of this climate change bullshit. Should we take care of the planet? Absolutely. I'm not arguing against that. But there's absolutely no concrete science that isn't funded by a government that says changing our entire way of life is necessary to do so. But apparently, we can afford to do this while telling our soldiers to eat government cheese.
Last month, I signed the biggest climate bill in history, the biggest ever. $369 billion.
$369 billion. For what? For them to tell us that we have energy shortages and aren't allowed to charge the electric cars they wanted us to buy that most Americans couldn't afford in the first place? Pull the other one, you clown. That's right, our president is a clown with puppet strings being pulled by trained Marxists who would see this country burned down and built back up in their own atheistic images. I've had enough of the establishment's narratives, which 9.9 times out of 10 end up being complete BS that they only tried to sell us in order to further line their pockets while attempting to decrease the global population.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Yeah, we can afford all of that. Of course, the rich establishment elite showed us how fiscally responsible they were when they kicked out all the brown people not named Obama out of one of their seaside resorts they like to vacation in, despite telling us for years that oceanfront property would be underwater right now. Oh, but hey, soldiers, enjoy paying for your food with government assistance despite you volunteering to assist the government in protecting this country, which apparently now takes a backseat to protecting every other border in the world but our own. So, does stuff like this get to you like it does for me? Were these things that needed to be said, or am I
kind of retarded?
Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that plus button. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video, if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook and check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.